And it was going so well. This is 5,000 feet of electric fencing wire. The shipping box says it weighs 90 pounds. Probably so. Anyways, I have to spool this off to the 2.5 acre paddock that I've done for the winter pasture. And I can't do it like this. So I'm gonna try and make a spinning jenny. I could buy one, but I'm a glutton for punishment. I kind of looked at a few pictures of spinning jennies. Of course, I'm gonna make it out of wood because that's what I have the most of. Of course, once again, I'm here on my back deck because it's the only place with a floor that I can actually do any work. I did kind of build a little table. Some sawhorses and a piece of plywood. So it should spin as I pull the wire, and then I'll feed it through each individual hole on the T-posts. I think the easiest and first thing to do is really just to kind of trace the size of the wire as it sits. So I'll know how big the spinning jenny is supposed to be, and then I can just take this off and kind of build it on this based on the outline that I make. I'm gonna get my pencil. I'm really proud of this pencil. I've lost every pencil, but this one has lasted all the way down to the nub. Although, I've lost this one a couple of times, but I always seem to find it. So when this one's gone, I'll go back to losing pencils again, I guess, but this one's done well. So I've got some leftover old 2x6 from the goat shelter. I think I'm going to cut that up and try and use that as the base because it's a little bit heavier and a little bit wider. So that'll be the base. And then I've got this piece of oak plywood that I'm going to lay across the top and use. Because this is a lot harder and I'm going to be spinning on this, so I want this to be able to take the constant friction of a piece that is going to be spinning on this surface. Alright, I got to drill a hole through the middle of it right here and put a big screw through it. I think I got one sitting over here. Yep, here's a big old rusty bolt. We'll see if we can get that in there with a real tight fit. A few quick shots with the hammer to sink this down below flush or at flush so that whenever I flip it over it'll sit flat on the Kubota or on the ground or wherever it is I'm using it, and also just to keep this nice and sturdy whenever it's sitting up. So it's in there pretty solid. All right, so we got this top piece mostly done. Don't look at whether or not I screwed things in straight. It will hold the wire in as it should be. One thing that I need to do is I need to do something that I can put over the tops of these. I would really love to make it to where I could like rotate it in and install the wire and then pull it back out. But for now, I think I'm probably just going to screw either just a board straight across and then a small board here and here just to keep it in place for now. But I also need to drill the hole through here so that I can mount it to that piece. And then also I want to take another piece of decent wood. I have a little bit more of that oak plywood, and I want to cut a small piece, maybe a circle that will go underneath this and screw it in from the bottom so that there's just a contact patch of maybe 6 inches in diameter. And that way, when it's spinning, it's not dragging, you know, every single edge. All right, so got the hole drilled, got that piece on the bottom. Now kind of a miniature moment of truth, I guess. Let's put it on here. And okay, there's that. That's nice. It's not friction free, but I think that'll probably do it. All right, so we got the spinning Jenny loaded up in the back of the Kubota. I got to cut off the ties that are holding all of it together and find the end. And then we're going to start running it down the fence line, which I have behind me right now. Okay. All right. Let's see if Jenny will spin. All right, we're going to hit the side of the Kubota. All right. And it was going so well. I'm not sure what happened. Alright, so what happened was the end, the last bit of the wire. I was riding four-wheelers. The last bit of wire here was bent, hooked on the wire that was paying off, and it stopped the spinning Jenny. And so I kept pulling, and it of course just pulled it right off. So I'm going to stick something in the end of the Kubota to keep that from happening again, and then we'll keep going. It did break or crack a couple of the holders that go on here, but I think we're still okay. All right, take two.
consider this a success. It's not perfect. You could buy one of these. You could buy them for like $120 for a cheap one. For the big heavy-duty ones that probably is recommended for a roll this size, there's somewhere of $300, $400, $500, and they have adjustable drag devices on them and so on and so forth. But I built this with junk that I had laying around the house. It cost me $0 in materials, and it took me an hour of my time. So if you need a spinning jenny and you're handy and you've got scrap materials laying around, or I would even say if you want to buy the materials, this is probably $15 worth of materials, then hey, it beats spending $120 for something that might not even work as well. If you're not handy, or if you don't need a spinning jenny, hopefully you enjoyed watching me yank it off the end of the Kubota. Either way, I hope you'll tune in next time, like and subscribe and all that jazz. See you soon. Bye.